Hello, my name is Andrew Blate. I'm the co-owner of Beautiful Home Services. I'm at 1903 Quaker Lane, which is Beautiful Home Services' most recent new renovation project. And I'm joined here by my beloved real estate agent, Suzi Welch of Keller Williams Realty. And we're going to tour you through this property as a before video, talk to you a little bit about what we're planning to do. And Suzi's going to give you some tips on renovating your own property or getting your own property ready for sale.
So my name is Suzi Welch. I'm a real estate agent with the Keller Williams Metro Center in Old Town Alexandria. And like Andrew said, we're here in this new renovation project of theirs. This condo unit is in a beautiful neighborhood in Alexandria called Park Fairfax. It is a historic neighborhood built in the 1940s. And this unit, although it's a condo, it's close to 1,000 square feet. And it's actually a 2-level unit. So it really feels a lot like a townhome, which is something that really was appealing to us. It's also an end unit, so you can see behind us and all around all the beautiful extra windows that you get being on the end. It really feels much more like a townhome than a condo. And
we're in the main area of the house right now, which would be the living room, dining room area. So what we're gonna do on this level, first is the floor. Floors are important. They're a big part of the house. People are looking at them all the time. This one has the original parquet floor, possibly from the 40s or possibly the 60s when it was renovated, not totally sure. It's in medium condition. I think that we are going to be able to do a really nice sand and finish on it and restore it pretty close back to its original luster. One of our goals with this renovation is to update the property to be more modern while at the same time keeping the charm of the 40s when it was built. It is a historic property. I think one of the reasons you move into this community is because it's an older property, an older historic community, and I want to keep that charm by keeping this floor. What we're not going to keep is the paint on these walls. These are the original plaster walls. They're like 2 inches thick. There's a billion coats of paint on them. The paint is not in really good condition. It's probably hard to see from the video, but it's peeling in a lot of areas. It's very uneven. There's holes. So we're going to come through and do a really good paint job on this property. We're going to sand it. We're going to skim it. We're going to prime it. We're going to paint it, and it's going to look great. And that's something that you always tell me about is paint, right?
Definitely. Painting and floors, especially paint though, is one of those things that you can really get a lot of bang for your buck.
Totally.
You don't have to put in a lot of money for a fresh coat of paint, and it really can modernize the property. It can make it feel bigger if you choose the right colors. And it just, when buyers walk in, it just gives them that feeling that it's fresh, it's clean. They can see it as a clean slate and they can envision themselves living in the home. Buyers are going to come in and they're going to look for every reason not to buy the house.
That's right. That's right.
If they see drywall seams starting to come apart, nail pops, they're going to start then looking for problems.
That's right.
So you want to eliminate especially all of those small things that you can that really aren't a big deal but can seem like a big deal to a buyer.
Let's talk about one of your most favorite pet peeves, having face plates and outlet covers that match. So in this property, we've got some gold here with some paint on it. We've got some painted over outlets. Upstairs, I think there's some brushed nickel face plates. Everything has paint on it. One of the first things we're going to do is rip all that out and replace at least all the faceplates and probably all of the outlets that have been painted over with bright, white, fresh new ones. Tell me how important it is to have everything match.
There's small little things that a buyer is going to come in and if you take the time to do those relatively low cost small updates, a buyer is going to come in and say, wow, look at this. This seller really pays attention to detail. And that's going to put their mind at ease that you also have paid attention to the bigger things like the roof and the HVAC and the appliances, where if they come in and see that those small things are all mismatched and hodgepodge, they're going to start looking for more problems with the property. So it's a simple way to show that you've taken the time and the care to pay attention to the details.
One of the other things that attracted us to this property from an investment standpoint, obviously if I'm buying an investment, I want to spend the least amount of money possible to bring it up to the best possible condition to sell it in. The windows. In this property, the windows have been replaced probably within the last 10 to 15 years. So that was a major cost that I don't have to incur in renovating the property while also being a nice asset for the new purchaser who's going to be able to come in and enjoy nice new windows.
Absolutely. That was a great surprise for us because here in Park Fairfax, we see a lot of properties with really old windows, sometimes even original. So that was a nice surprise when we came in here and saw that all the windows had been replaced recently.
So we're going to go next over to the kitchen, and we're going to talk a little bit about what I think is going to be the biggest transformation to this property, which is going to be our kitchen renovation. We are in the kitchen. The kitchen is one of my most favorite parts of a home because I love to cook. This kitchen is pretty typical of the age of this home. It's a little galley-style kitchen. Because it is a condo unit, there's not a whole lot we can do as far as moving the kitchen or making it significantly bigger. So what we're going to try to do is make it look bigger, feel bigger, and be more useful through renovating, keeping most of the existing footprint. So first off, we have cabinets from the 60s that have a ton of paint on them. So we're going to get rid of all of the cabinets. We're going to put in all new cabinets in mostly the same layout that we have here. The kitchen does not have a microwave, so we're going to be adding a microwave, and we're also going to be adding a dishwasher because there's no dishwasher to the unit. The other thing we're going to do is this has a peel and stick linoleum tiles on it. So we're going to take up this floor and put a nice luxury vinyl tile or a luxury vinyl plank flooring down in here. We're going to keep the sink where it is under this this beautiful window that adds a lot of light. The biggest renovation I think that we're going to do here, the biggest change, is going to be this wall. And this is the common wall with the dining room. So we're going to go ahead and take this wall out. This is a non-load bearing wall, so it should be pretty easy for us to take out. What we're going to do is take the refrigerator, which is here to my right, and swing it around and put it right against this wall here. That will allow us to put some lower cabinets, a couple of upper cabinets, and run a countertop sort of around in a almost a half moon shape, but squared off to make an eating area slash peninsula slash prep area slash coffee bar slash whatever else you want to use it for. And I think that'll really, really open up this kitchen. You're going to get a ton of natural light from the living room, dining room windows into the kitchen. It's going to feel more open. As you're cooking, you'd be able to interact with any guests or family or kids or what have you who are in the living area. I think it's going to be a total transformation. And it's going to be a total transformation with not significantly changing the footprint of the kitchen, with not significantly increasing our costs related to the kitchen renovation. So a kitchen renovation doesn't have to be, let's completely rip the thing down to the studs and move the plumbing and the electrical and the gas all over creation. We can do little changes like taking down one little wall and moving the refrigerator that I think is going to make, that will make huge differences.
So the biggest thing that we tried to keep in mind with this kitchen, you know, seeing that we're in a condo unit in a very large community, it was really easy for me to find comparable properties that had recently sold. And so what I looked at very carefully in conjunction with Andrew is what had other people done to the kitchens that had recently sold their properties. Because when we're preparing this home strictly for resale. Andrew's not planning on living in it, I'm not planning on living in it. And so when you're preparing a home strictly for sale, it's important that you look at what other similar homes in the community or in the neighborhood have done, and that you try to replicate that to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck. And so you don't want to over renovate and you don't want to under renovate. You want to try to keep it with what those comparable properties have done to make sure that you get the most value for the resale of your home. The other thing for this kitchen, like Andrew mentioned, it is small and there's not a whole lot that you can do with regard to the footprint and moving things around. Little things like taking out the wall are going to make a lot of difference. And then they're really going to go light with the kitchen because it's so small. So it's important to keep that in mind as well. You wouldn't want to put black or dark wood cabinets in a really small kitchen like that. They're going to go with white cabinets, lighter countertops, stainless steel appliances. It's going to really open up the space even though they're not really making it very much larger. It will feel larger simply by having lighter colors, clean lines, and that sort of thing will really help to make it feel like a bigger space, which is so important.
And number two, I want to make sure that the cost to renovate the property to get it to that level of the other comps is going to be something I'm going to be able to do and also make a profit. And again, for somebody who is going to be the end user who's buying a fixer-upper and planning to live there, just like Suzi said, you don't want to over-renovate it and you don't want to under-renovate it as well. We want to try to get it to be right in the market while also making it usable for the purchaser, for the person who's going to live there. So I think this kitchen, frankly, is going to be the biggest, like I said a minute ago, the biggest impact, the biggest wow factor. I think it's going to sell the property. Beyond the location, beyond the lighting in here, beyond the charm of this beautiful property, this kitchen is going to be where I think we're going to see our biggest results. So we're going to take a look at the bathroom in this unit. So this bathroom, I think, dates from the 60s. I think it was renovated at some point. It's got the older floor. We have, as I will show you in a second when we show some video of the inside here, has the original cast iron bathtub. We've got a hodgepodge of tiles. We have a older pedestal sink and a toilet. So this bathroom, while still being functional, it's outdated and it's very not sightly, if you will. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually keep the tub. We love this tub. It's cast iron. It's in really good shape, and it really keeps the charm of the unit. So as we mentioned with the parquet floor, we're trying to renovate the unit, but also keep the charm and its historic value. So we're going to keep the tub. We're going to retile the shower. This bathroom is small, so there's not a lot of space for us to put in a vanity. So we're going to keep a pedestal sink, just put in a new one. New toilet. We're going to put a nice LVT over top of the existing floor. We're going to put in a new mirror, new light, and we're going to give it a really nice paint job. And I think that will refresh the bathroom, make it look really nice, keep our costs reasonable, and also, again, keep the charm. So you can see the older floor here. The toilet, we have a nice little window in the bathroom to bring in some natural light. And as I was saying, we have a hodgepodge of tile here. The original cast iron tub, like I mentioned, is in really nice shape. One of the things that I don't like about this bathroom is the tile does not go up to the ceiling. And there's also no storage in the shower area. So we're going to put some recessed boxes that some people like to call niches. We're going to put those in the wall, and then we're going to run the tile all the way up to the ceiling. Put some new shower fixtures in, but again, you can really see this tub is in really good shape, and I think that it really keeps kind of the charm of this historic property, so we're going to go ahead and keep that. We are in the master bedroom here at 1903, and one of the nice things about this older property is a really big master bedroom. This room, I believe, is about 17 by 12, give or take. And as you can see, it's a kind of an overcast day today here in Alexandria, and there's tons of natural light coming in with these two big windows. I love this room. I don't think it needs a ton of work. We're going to refinish the floors. Again, it has the parquet hardwood up here, which is in mostly good shape. We're just going to refinish it. We're going to give it a really nice paint job. We're going to possibly get rid of these old blinds, do, as I said, a paint job, and of course, switch out all the outlets that are painted over. Tell me about this room, Suzi.
So I think, to Andrew's point, that's one of the appeals of this property, is that it does have really good sized bedrooms. Both the bedrooms are a great size. Being that this is a 2-bedroom condo that's almost 1,000 square feet, speaks to the additional space that you have upstairs. Once the floors are redone and the paint is redone, it will be a beautiful room, and we'll stage it up beautifully as well to really show the functionality of the space.
Right.
And that's one of the things that Andrew and I really like to talk about, as well as the importance of staging, because it's one thing to walk into an empty room. It's another thing to walk into a space that's been staged that can really show you how you can use the space.
That's right. So why don't we try to walk into the second bedroom while staying socially distanced?
Okay, after you.
Oh, ladies first, of course. Come with us. So this would be the second bedroom here at 1903 Quaker. I think this room will be great as a kid's bedroom, as a nursery, as a TV room, as an office, as is the case. Many people are working from home right now, and I think this would be a great room for a nursery. Again, it has this big window, tons of natural light. Again, there's no lights on in here, and again, it's an overcast day, so it's not particularly bright outside, and there's still a ton of light. One thing that this unit is missing is a washer dryer. And we have a little closet in here that abuts to the bathroom, and we're going to go ahead and put in a nice little, not little, but a apartment style washer dryer in here, which I think will make a big difference.
Well, that's one of the things when we talked about looking at the comparable properties is that if there's something major that the comparable properties have that you don't have, like a washer and dryer, that's something that you want to be sure to add because it's really going to hurt your resale value. If there's something like this one doesn't have a dishwasher, doesn't have a washer dryer, those kinds of things are really, really going to impact resale value if you're the only one out of the comparable properties that doesn't have it. So again, really important to look at what's selling in your neighborhood and make sure that as you're preparing your home for sale, that your home is in a similar condition and quality.
So back to staging. How would you stage a small room like this?
So my thought with this one is I'm going to stage it partially as an office because so many people are working from home, they have kids doing homeschool, and that's not something that's going to likely change for quite some time, especially the teleworking. I think a lot of people are going to have that option for a while. So I want to show how this space could be used as a home office and also have some additional functionality as well. So I'm considering possibly putting a couch in here to show, maybe you could have a pull-out couch in here for guests. I don't know that I could fit a bed and a desk, but I want to show that this as a multifunctional room.
That's right.
So people can use it as an office and a guest room or an office and a nursery. So that's my job to come up with a way that I can show this space as being multifunctional.
I love how creative you are when you stage a house.
Thank you.
I couldn't do that part. I can do the painting. I can do the let's move this take out this wall and move this appliance and do that. The staging part, I would be like completely lost if I tried to do that.
It's one of my favorite things to do. I love it.
That's why you need to have a good real estate agent.
Right.
So, well, thank you for joining us on this little tour of 1903 Quaker Lane. It will be on the market hopefully in a couple of weeks, and we will be absolutely shooting an after video here. So thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you next time.